Anthony Bourdain once said, "There's a guy in my head, and all he wants to do is lay in bed all day long, smoke pot, and watch old movies and cartoons. My life is a series of stratagems to avoid and outwit that guy." Who is that guy for you? And what do you do to avoid him? That guy wants to settle for anything out of fear of nothing better coming later. That guy is okay with a dead-end job, the abusive relationships, and no master's degree. I tell that guy it's never gotten me anywhere. It's the definition of stuck, and I have no intention of being stuck anymore. That guy's cousin lives in my head. I go to AA meetings to avoid and outwit him this year. The guy who wants to go streaking during the Super Bowl halftime show. I avoid him by remembering that prison is not a pleasant place to be. That guy's kicking my ass right now. I have the exact same guy in my head. I quit smoking pot years ago, before I hit 30. I can still stay in bed all day on some days. What keeps me from doing it? Having a 24 hours lay-in on my laptop. Too often are commitments I've made to myself, friends, and employers. Back in the day, pot made it really easy to give up on those commitments. I miss pot, but I don't miss those times in general, which keeps me from going back. That guy is my ADHD. I probably have an extreme case where my meds, which are at high doses, hardly even work anymore. The best way I combat this urge to do something fun, play games, or goof off is to remove myself from any place of temptation. Cut it off before you get the thought of even doing something pleasurable. What I do is that I find empty classrooms at my college and study or do work in there. I will purposefully drive away from my home, which is full of games, food, fun, and comfort, to a classroom just so I don't get the urge. And even if I do, I've created a barrier that takes too much guilt and effort of driving back and doing something fun. Bold of you to assume I avoid him this year. It used to be eat cheap pizza, chain smoke, and play video games. I changed a lot of those habits to healthier ones. All that guy wants to do is do Reddit and play video games. I don't do anything to avoid him this year. I have chronic severe depression, going 25 years now. It's not completely clear what I have, but it comes and goes. Not sad, not bipolar, not MDD. We simply don't know, and medication doesn't work. However, it's never really gone. It's more like manageable or unmanageable. The voice is either telling me I should lie down and just give up, or it's telling me that soon I will be lying down and giving up again. My manageable moments are obviously filled with as much joy as I can pack in there. And every night before going to bed I tell the voice to suck it. Today was my day, not yours. When it's unmanageable and the voice tells me to give up, I try to fight him as long as I can. And when I start to agree with him, I always manage to end it with, "But not today." It's kept me alive for this long. I hope I can keep going like this for a while. I used to have a little sign on my desk that said, "The worst possible feeling is when the person you are meets the person you could have been." It was there to encourage to pursue my goals rather than procrastinate on games, Reddit, etc. I think it's time I dug that sign out again. We came to an agreement and take turns occupying the same body. It's me from 5:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays, and he gets evenings, weekends, and holidays. I hate mornings. I don't like waking up. I don't like breakfast as a genre or activity. I don't see a good reason to be anywhere ever before 10 a.m. this year. I started forcing myself to wake up early and go to the gym before work. And I hate it so much, but it makes me feel so goddamn good all day long. It's a shitty healthy dose of morning endorphins that stops me from getting sleepy after lunch. Keeps me energized after work. Get a better night's sleep. It sucks so much, and it sucks even more that it improves every aspect of my day, because now if I Stop. I know I'll just start having shitty bad days again, and it'll be my dumbass lazy fault with a simple fix. The guy in my head not letting me lay in bed all day smoking pot and watching cartoons. I relate to this. The girl in my head is constantly trying to get out of doing everything, like going to work, going to school, socializing, etc. Anything besides sitting at home in my chair, smoking a joint, and watching some coming-of-age drama, comedy. I have to force myself every day to do all the stuff that being an adult human requires of me. It's hard. I think almost everyone feels this way. I let her out and feed her once in a while. That way she lets me get on with my life. Don't you ever tame your demons, but always keep him on a leash. Arsonist's Lullaby. https www.youtube.com/watch v = VJ3AJ65FNXs. Hosier. Edit. Added link. The guy in my head wants to lay in my pillow top bed with soft sheets, my Buffy blanket, memory foam pillows, and sleep 18 hours a day, and hide from everyone, punctuated by gorging myself on good takeout food, getting raving drunk, and just watch endless history documentaries and plan travel trips for next year. If that's all I did, I would also probably take up smoking pot again. 2. I accept that she exists, and love her back to health. That girl is depression. She's definitely starting to kick my ass now. All she wants to do is lay in bed, self-harm, and cry. I take my medications and persevere, but it's difficult. Closes Pornhub. I don't know what you're talking about. He just wants to win the lottery and sit on his couch watching dark comedies, drinking until it kills him, monsieur. I avoid this by remembering that my mother would be very sad if that happened, and that I want to love someone, like really be in love, at least one more time before I go. Holy shit, Anthony said that? Damn, I miss him even more. That guy for me is someone who is constantly grumpy, never wants to get out of pajamas, and loves being drunk and high. To avoid said guy, I make a conscious effort to stay productive, motivate myself, and never drink alone. That guy wants to die. Unsure how to avoid him, monsieur. Copious amounts of caffeine seems to do okay. I figure that I may as well share about my guy. My guy hates me, and what little bit of a life I've built for myself. The guy in me just wants to lay in bed all day, every single day, until I age out and die. Don't even get me started on the other thing the guy wants to do to me. And, yeah, it's pretty similar to Bourdain's in terms of its other cravings. To fight back, I try listening to music that fits my emotions at the moment. I try keeping my hands busy, and luckily I enjoy cooking. Deck building for Magic the Gathering can also help. I try to be creative and draw more. I try to exercise. I go out and tell jokes at open mics. I try to do everything that my guy doesn't want me to do. I want to be better than the guy that my guy wants me to be. He does have a grip on me most days, but I try my hardest to get out of it. Have to say, I am touched by OP's attentiveness to responses displaying distress. Wholesome. I just want to grill for God's sake. Ah, RuPaul calls her the inner saboteur. It sounds cliché, but it's so true. And that guy never really goes away. You just have to learn to stay one step ahead. He's the voice that tells me to stop what I'm doing and end it all. To avoid him, I just ignore what he says. At the moment, he's wrong. That guy is me. Why try to outwit and avoid that guy? My goal in life is to find a way to sustain the lifestyle that guy suggests. The only reason I even do any of that other ambitious stuff is so that I can do all the nothing I want. Bill Watterson wasn't exactly saying what Bourdain's head guy was, but he had a good Middle ground philosophy. https zenpencils.com/comics/128-bill-watterson-a-cartoonist-advice/ between complete slacker and crazy Steve Jobs as a CEO mentality. The one that wants to do something drastic to qualify for Social Security disability and then jobless, lounge around all day drinking beer, watching whatever, and roaming around GTA 5 as I eat the gum and cheese. Tried doing push-ups, gave all the motivation I needed to get off my ass cause I was so pathetic. I've had the worst 6 months of my life. Starting at the beginning of April this year, my brother committed suicide, my wife had brain surgery, and my mother had a stroke and will probably never fully gain consciousness again. Every day I have to find a reason to get out of bed. Even if it's something small. Something to do to force myself to get up. If I can accomplish one thing a day, then it helps keep the depression at bay. I put a new belt on my lawn mower last week. I haven't had the mental energy to mow the lawn, but at least the belt is on. This morning before my wife left for work, she moved my phone from my nightstand to the dresser. I had to get up to check my messages. Since I was up, I stayed up. I watched one of my mom's favorite movies. I don't know what's going to get me up tomorrow. I'm a microbiology major, pre-med and all, but sometimes I really just want to stay at home and be a cute little housewife. I want to have 3 kids and be PTA mom. I love the idea, but I know I couldn't be truly happy with that. My guy wants to smoke weed and play guitar all day. It just happens to be my job, and I'm trying to turn it into an originals career now with a new band. I got tired of fighting him, so I just embraced the fucker. My guy just wants to sleep all fucking day. Oh, I am supposed to avoid him? Oof. Poor Anthony Bourdain. Rest in peace. The guy doesn't believe I'll ever be happy. He thinks I'll ruin every relationship I'm in and give up on every endeavor I do. My hobbies and family help me out. Mine tells me to end it, and that even all the hurt that comes with it, that it's better to leave everyone and everything and start over. He just wants to start over. Started selling all my stuff to appease him this year. My guy doesn't want to bother being alive. I avoid him by positive thinking, recognizing mental distortions, therapy, and increasingly exercise. That guy for me is the same as his. Fuck me right now. I finally admitted this week I am depressed. Now I have to do something about